There's a hidden truth that the most captivating women possess, a truth that transcends beauty, wealth, or youth. It's a subtle yet potent force that, once embraced, can make him choose you above all others, even when he has countless options. Have you ever wondered why certain women exude an irresistible allure? Why they can turn the heads of men who were once indifferent, drawing them in like moths to a flame? This isn't about conventional tactics like playing hard to get or striving for perfection. The real answer lies much deeper, rooted in something far more instinctual. Walter Risso, a highly respected psychologist from Latin America, uncovered through years of research a profound insight that can revolutionize your interactions with men. Today, I'm going to share this insight with you. But before I do, I must warn you, it might challenge some of your deepest beliefs. Unfortunately, most women are doing precisely the opposite of what works. They overexert themselves, desperately trying to prove their value, and end up competing for attention in ways that render them invisible. Does this sound familiar? That sinking feeling when you've given your all, being understanding, available, perfect, yet he still doesn't choose you? You feel like just another option, not special to him. This pain of not being chosen is one of the most profound wounds a woman can experience. It's as if a voice inside whispers that you're not enough, that you need to be prettier, younger, more captivating. But what if I told you that this very pain is actually a portal to rediscovering your authentic feminine strength? This portal leads to your true feminine power. Walter Risso's findings challenge everything we've been conditioned to believe about attraction and relationships. His insight is deceptively simple. Once you grasp it, it seems almost self-evident. Yet it's profoundly transformative, capable of altering your life in just days. Picture this: knowing precisely how to present yourself so that every man perceives you as the most enchanting woman he's ever encountered, not through deceit or manipulation, but by tapping into your deepest, most sacred essence. The woman who embodies this truth doesn't need to compete or diminish herself. She simply exists in her full feminine glory, and men are irresistibly drawn to her, like iron filings to a magnet. In this article, I'll reveal this very secret to you, why it works and, most crucially, how you can apply it in your own life. It's time to stop settling for mere scraps of attention and to be recognized as the one, the only one, he chooses. Before I delve into this life-changing secret, I invite you to join me on this journey. If you've read this far, it's a sign that your heart is open to this truth. To fully embrace what's coming, take a moment to reflect on your intention. Write "chosen" in your mind or on paper. It's a declaration to the universe that you're ready to receive this sacred knowledge. You're affirming that you deserve to be chosen, not as an afterthought, but as the one and only. This act will activate something deep within you, preparing your heart for the transformation ahead. Every step you take toward this understanding is like planting a seed in the fertile ground of your new romantic reality. To grasp this secret, let's embark on a journey into the depths of the male psyche, where Walter Risso uncovered truths that few have dared to explore. Over 4 decades of research, Risso studied thousands of relationships. Couples deeply in love, men who sacrificed everything for a woman, bonds that seemed almost mystical. Through this, he identified a recurring pattern that defied conventional wisdom. The women who were truly chosen weren't always the most beautiful, youngest, or successful. There was something more, a quality invisible to the eye yet as potent as a force of nature. Risso termed this female magnetic presence. But what exactly is this presence? Why do some women seem to possess it naturally while others spend their lives seeking it? The answer is rooted in the most primal aspects of our being. When a man encounters a woman, a profound shift occurs within him. Something ancient and instinctual stirs, transcending rational thought. It's as though an archaic part of his brain awakens, attuned to recognizing the sacred essence of femininity. However, modern society has distorted this natural dynamic. We're conditioned to compete like men, to validate our worth through achievements, and to project strength in ways that actually sever us from our authentic power. Have you ever observed that when you strive to impress a man, he tends to withdraw? When you labor to be perfect, his interest wanes. This isn't mere coincidence. It's because you're operating against your fundamental nature. Deep down, a man doesn't seek to be impressed. He seeks to be inspired. He doesn't desire a woman who rivals him but one who complements him. This distinction is pivotal. Risso found that there's a particular feminine state that acts as a gateway, connecting you to your truest self while simultaneously stirring something deep within him, something he may not even realize he's yearning for. This state can't be feigned or copied. It's authentic and unique, much like trying to replicate the fragrance of a rose. While a synthetic version might approximate it, the soul can always tell the difference. Consider the women you admire, those who possess that special presence. You'll see they don't strive to stand out, they simply exist in their fullness, and that authenticity is profoundly alluring. But how can you attain this state? How do you reconnect with this essence? It all starts with a paradox. To be chosen by others, you must first choose yourself, not out of selfishness or vanity, but with reverence and respect. You must rediscover the woman you were before life's wounds and disappointments took their toll. There's a part of you that inherently knows your worth without needing external validation. A part that embraces vulnerability as your greatest strength and isn't afraid of love because true love amplifies rather than diminishes. Walter Risso refers to this as returning to the sacred feminine. When a woman embarks on this journey back to her true self, something magical transpires. She becomes a beacon of light. Men can perceive her radiance from a distance, but not all are drawn to it. Insecure men may feel intimidated, while immature ones might feel inadequate. Only those who are prepared for authentic love can approach her without trepidation, and that's precisely what makes it so beautiful. By operating from the sacred space, you naturally draw in the right kind of men, those who are ready for genuine commitment and love, not just fleeting encounters or emotional unavailability. This doesn't imply passivity or submission. Rather, it's a different kind of strength, one that's assertive yet gentle, confident yet humble. A woman who has unlocked this secret carries herself with a distinct grace. Her words and actions are imbued with authenticity, and her love is transformative. Men sense this difference profoundly. It resonates with them on a cellular level. But what is this secret? What single action can alter everything? The answer might surprise you. It's not about doing something for him, it's about doing something for yourself. And herein lies the paradox. By prioritizing your own growth and authenticity, you become irresistible to him. After years of research, Walter Risso distilled this profound insight into a single word: surrender, not as weakness, but as the ultimate act of courage for a woman. When you surrender to your authentic feminine essence, you cease struggling against the tide and begin to flow with it. And in that flow, you become utterly irresistible. But what does surrender truly entail? It's about releasing the compulsion to control outcomes, ceasing to force love into being, and trusting that by being your true self, the right love will naturally come to you. In practice, this means ceasing the behaviors many women default to when they're interested in a man. She's no longer perpetually available, nor does she attempt to solve his problems or diminish herself to prove her worth. Instead, she does something radical. She maintains a full, vibrant life, independent of his presence or absence. She becomes like a serene island in life's vast ocean, complete unto herself. She is complete in herself, and that completeness is magnetic. He senses it immediately. His primal instincts recognize that she doesn't need him, yet she chooses to be with him. This dynamic awakens something profound within him, not a desire to conquer, but to prove himself worthy of her. Let me illustrate with a real-life example. Maria was 45 years old and had spent the past decade attempting to win back her ex-partner. She went above and beyond for him, always available, constantly striving to be the ideal woman, yet he remained non-committal, coming and going as he pleased. Upon learning this secret, Maria took a bold step. She stopped chasing him. She ceased calling, being constantly available, and trying to fix his issues. Instead, she focused on living her own life fully. She reignited her passion for painting, which she had long abandoned, traveled solo, built new friendships, and reconnected with her dreams. As she grew more complete in herself, independent of him, his desire for her intensified. Months later, he reappeared at her doorstep, seeking another chance, not because she had altered herself for him, but because she had transformed into the woman who occupied his thoughts incessantly. Yet, the core of this secret lies even deeper. Letting go isn't a strategy or a game. It's not about playing hard to get. It's a profound internal transformation. It's about being so profoundly attuned to yourself that you emanate an irresistible energy. Walter Risso outlines 3 key pillars of this sacred surrender. The first is emotional independence, not indifference to love or connection, but a sense of wholeness that doesn't hinge on any specific man. The second is conscious presence. When you're with him, you're fully engaged in the moment, When you're apart, your mind isn't fixated on him. You lead a full, engaging life that stands on its own. The third pillar is unconditional self-love, loving yourself not for your accomplishments or actions, but for who you are at your core. This self-love acts like an invisible yet powerful scent that draws genuine love toward you. When these three elements, emotional independence, conscious presence, and unconditional self-love, are in harmony, something remarkable occurs. You become a source of light, and men are drawn to you like moths to a flame. Crucially, this isn't about manipulation. It's about authenticity. By returning to your true self, you magnetize men who are equally committed to their own growth. The right man for you is one who appreciates your completeness, who seeks to grow alongside you rather than diminish you, and who views your independence not as a challenge but as a blessing. This is where the magic unfolds. When you cease pursuing love and instead embody it, love starts pursuing you. By choosing yourself and embracing self-love, you become irresistible to those who truly matter. This principle applies regardless of age or relationship status. Whether you've been single for years or recently ended a relationship, whether you're looking to rekindle an old flame or ignite a new one. The key lies not in external circumstances but in your inner evolution. A woman who embodies this sacred surrender no longer begs for love, settles for less, or tolerates half-hearted connections. She becomes discerning, not from arrogance but from self-respect. She recognizes that her love is precious and must be honored accordingly. The man who earns her heart knows he's found something rare and valuable. He cherishes her because he senses that her choice to be with him is made daily, with full awareness, fostering a bond that's profound and enduring. This is the secret that can revolutionize your love life permanently. Not by becoming someone else, but by fully embracing who you are, unapologetically and without pretense. Now that you know this secret, your life will never be the same. Once you see this truth, you can't unsee it. Once you understand your true feminine power, you can no longer accept anything less than what you deserve. But let me be honest, this change isn't easy. It challenges everything society has taught you about love and relationships. You'll need to unlearn patterns you've carried for years. Patterns of seeking validation, of believing you're not enough without a man's approval, of fearing solitude if you stop chasing. The hardest part is trust. You'll need to trust that by being your true self, the right love will find you. Trust that you deserve a love you don't have to beg for, a love that celebrates who you are, not one that merely tolerates you. This trust is the cornerstone of your transformation, and the rewards are extraordinary. Imagine waking up each day knowing you're complete, whether single or partnered. Picture loving without fear, without clinging, without needing to control the outcome. Envision entering a relationship not because you need someone to feel worthy, but because you choose to share your vibrant life with someone special. This transformation reshapes every aspect of your life. At work, you'll trust your instincts, needing less external validation. With friends, you'll celebrate their successes rather than compete. With yourself, you'll build a foundation of self-respect that strengthens all your relationships. Walter Risso's research shows that women who embrace this journey don't just attract better partners, they build deeper, more fulfilling relationships. Why? Because when you're no longer dependent on a relationship to feel whole, you're capable of truly loving without depleting yourself, receiving without feeling indebted, arguing without fearing abandonment, and being vulnerable without the fear of getting hurt. A man in a relationship with such a woman notices immediately. He doesn't feel the pressure of being her sole source of happiness, doesn't walk on eggshells fearing disappointment, and can simply be himself, loving freely. Yet, here's a seeming contradiction. This path will make you far more selective. Men who once seemed interesting may now reveal their emotional immaturity. Relationships you once tolerated will suddenly feel unacceptable, and that's a positive shift. By raising your inner standards, you naturally attract people on the same level of growth. You stop drawing in time wasters and start attracting men ready for mature love. Some women fear this filtering. What if I end up alone? But the truth is, it's better to be whole and alone than together and empty. It's better to have one great love than a string of mediocre relationships. And once you reach this state of inner completeness, you'll rarely be alone for long, as your magnetic energy naturally draws in those who match your growth. Imagine how this will transform your interactions with men. Instead of trying to impress or please, you'll simply be authentic. Instead of fearing his judgment, you'll be curious to know him. Instead of worrying whether he'll call, you'll be immersed in your fulfilling life. This shift is felt instantly. The man senses he's in the presence of a woman who knows and values herself, awakening a deep desire in him to be worthy of her. And here's the most beautiful part. It's contagious. When you begin to truly love yourself, you inspire other women to do the same. When you stop competing and start collaborating, you elevate the feminine energy around you. Your girlfriends will notice the change, your family will feel the difference, and the men in your life will respond to this new energy in surprising ways. An ex who seemed to lose interest might suddenly reappear. A coworker who was always polite might show genuine interest. New men may enter your life unexpectedly, but here's what matters most. You'll no longer accept just any attention. You'll consciously decide where to invest your emotional energy, giving your appreciation only to men who demonstrate they're ready for the kind of love you offer. This is the ultimate outcome of this secret. You'll never settle for less than you deserve, and that, my dear, will change your life forever. A woman who knows herself radiates an energy that can't be ignored. A woman who truly loves herself attracts real love. A woman who chooses herself daily will, at the right moment, be chosen by the right man. If this message resonates with you, if you feel a revolution stirring within, share it with other women who need to hear this. Share it with your girlfriends, sisters, daughters, because when one woman awakens to her true power, she helps awaken all the others. And if you're ready to dive deeper into this transformation, don't miss the next video appearing on your screen now. Click the card and continue this journey with me toward greater self-awareness and feminine power, because you deserve to be chosen, you deserve to be loved, you deserve a love that celebrates who you are, not one that merely tolerates you.